President Trump and the entire Republican Party, if you're a person who is transgender like myself, will always be fighting against you and I and everything that we stand for, as well as anyone that stands up for us. They do not care if you voted for them or against them, if you've been transitioning since the 1950s, or if you aren't transitioning yet. They don't care if you pass as your gender identity or if you don't pass. They don't care if you're homeless and have zero income, if you're on Medicaid and Social Security, although especially these programs are getting hit the worst. They don't care if you're a homeowner, if you pay for your surgeries out of your very, very fat wallet and don't even use any kind of insurance to cover it at all. And they don't care if you're a celebrity. They don't care if you're Caitlyn freaking Jenner. They don't care if you're white, if you're black, if you're brown, or if you're green. They don't care if you're a teenager or a trans child. All trans adults were at one point trans children. They don't care if you're a young adult, middle-aged, senior citizen, or super centenarian. They don't care if you voted Democratic, Republican, Independent, Green Party, Libertarian, or didn't even vote at all. They don't care if you're a 15th generation American and your ancestors came over on the Mayflower. If your family is descended from Native Americans from thousands of years ago. And they especially don't care if you were a first generation, undocumented, quote unquote, illegal alien. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian, a Buddhist, a Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, Islamic, Jewish, Scientologist, agnostic, or atheist, or if you have personally spoken to the Lord himself. If you're a pastor or mega church leader, or if you're a missionary who's built schools and provided healthcare overseas. There's absolutely no category of being transgender that is protected, who is safe, and will personally not be affected at all by this absolutely unlawful, inhumane, and heinous legislation that is bringing anti-trans laws in absolutely record-breaking amounts in the United States of America. If you're a part of the 1% of the transgender population in these United States, you are, regardless of your age, regardless of your color, religion, political party, amount of income, passing or not passing status, you can and will 100% be discriminated by this administration. I remember reading once that it would take about 90 years in America to see full gender equality, and in the rest of the world take about 300 years, give or take. Now, I'm only talking about cisgender females. I'm not talking about anyone in LGBTQIA two-spirit plus any others. I'd say it's probably higher than the 300 years. In the same way that is given to white, heterosexual, cis men. But I will fight like hell so that I personally can fast track the timeline. I'll give my freaking life in the name of equality to make it so that we are treated like human fucking beings. With all that being said, Caitlyn Jenner's in the news again. She's making headlines as she was given a new passport with male as her sex, as per the new guidelines, and that she cannot travel outside the United States. She's personally contacted the President of the United States after boasting that she has his personal cell phone number. And here's my thing, it's something that I am setting the standard on this channel for. We do not shit on trans people no matter what they say or do, but it doesn't mean that we can't question or talk about it. But the fact that remains is that Caitlyn has been a Republican and supported Trump every step of the way. She in fact voted for this and has been a succubus for both of his presidencies. She also doesn't believe that gay marriage should be legal, despite the fact that at one point she was considered a man, and quite a good athlete at that. Now, I feel that someone of transgender experience who is supporting the right wing, and not to mention being a figurehead of that party, it's extremely anticlimactic. The side that is pushing themselves, denying certain states, and many states at that, basic human care, including hormone care, surgeries, making it illegal to use the bathroom in public that aligns with who we are, taking away worker and housing protections, as well as trying their darndest to get us classified as domestic terrorists, introduced by the Heritage Foundation in Project 2025, which would classify us as transgender, ideology-inspired, violent extremists, or TIVE. And that's about it for this video. If you haven't already, push the follow button or subscribe down below. Please also leave a comment, and you can also share or repost this video as well. Anything that'll help me get my message out. I make videos pertaining to being out, proud, and loud 30-year-old transgender woman in the United States in 2026. For all trans people and people in general. It was wonderful to meet you today. And until next time, keep it casually authentic. Love ya. My name is Andrea.